My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to another edition of Handbook for the New Paradigm, volumes 1, 2, and 3. We are in volume 3, entitled Becoming, and we are on session number 12. For those of you following along in the book, that would be page 281. And it begins, what is a major drama to the inhabitants of Earth is indeed an important pivotal point in the continuing evolution of conscious manifested awareness. And the totality of the galactic expression that constitutes the known reality, it is wondered how this small, beautiful planet at the outer reaches of this defined area can carry such importance. It is the transition through the taking back of personal power / control of individual and collective destiny that is the central issue. Just as the consciousness of the leader of a country, self-appointed, or elected, expresses the composite consciousness of the people within that country, the planetary scenario that is being played out is the collective representation of the consciousness of the beings on that planet. This then is carried out into a further composite of consciousness in an expanding composite. We might say that Earth is the collection point of victim consciousness, a point within a larger collective of this unhappy experience within this area of the galaxy. The solving of this situation by humanity on this planet will bring forth a clearing of this experience in an expansive ripple effect that will reach to the far corners of the galaxy. When visualized in a holographic context, it is indeed, quote, a big deal. Because of the free will aspect of universal law, it becomes clear that the burden of accomplishment that is carried by mankind at this moment is one of great importance. While it is understood by the counterparts who intend to hold humanity as their own to do with as they please, there is much interest in their attitude and treatment of those on this planet. There is no apparent intention to redirect this continuing pattern of enslavement. This presents the dilemma of how to assist humanity and answer their calls for freedom from this experience. It also accounts for the concentrated effort on the part of the self-appointed colonizers of this planet to maintain claimed ownership through members of the human race that are willing to be pawns. In this way, it may be portrayed that the control is not from the outside, but indeed by humanity enslaving itself. As the saying goes, quote, saying something is true does not make it true, end quote. Because the belief patterns of humanity through governments, religions, education, and media have apparently so successfully shut down the minds of the greater portion of the people, it is the opinion of the controllers that the game is won. Even though they are quite sure of this, they are yet careful to keep all aspects in careful review. However, within the group of pawns, there are factions of competition for the favor of the controllers. It is within these contests that there are many opportunities to unravel the carefully devised plans that lead to closing the apparent, quote, trap of humanity. The pawns do report in the end to one focus of consciousness, referred to as the Antichrist in literature. He is expected to be born into a human body that is like those of humanity. Unfortunately, that is not true. This, quote, Antichrist has existed in history, in the history of this planet, and has been the controlling entity by appointment for eons of time. He exists in a form that does not have a short period of existence and might be thought of as immortal. Though painted in literature in various formats of evil as in various formats of evil, his is a human format, but one of long duration. His intelligence is incomprehensible to the average human mind. However, the character flaw of power is also comparable to his intelligence. Fortunately, he is not the final, quote, word with regard to the future of this planet. There is a council that has influence beyond his. It is to this council that an appeal must be made. Though he has great influence and through eloquence has kept his controlling influence alive over a long duration of time, it is this council in which greater authority rests. The question then arises as to how to make this all important appeal, or even one or even a few cannot do it. It must be through combined and focused appointment/election of an eloquent and powerful emissary by a quorum of humanity. How can a divided, submissive, and victimized humanity ever arrive at such an agreement? Where will this idyllic emissary be found? Indeed, those are the questions. Further, how does this emissary contact and appear before this heretofore unknown council? It would appear that help is certainly going to be needed to accomplish this. There is help available when the quorum is gathered and the appointment/election is made. First, the impossible must be accomplished, and then help will be available to assist. This is something that humanity must do in faith. Certainly, there is belief in theories more illogical than this firmly held by large groups of humanity. These presently accepted concepts offer far less than freedom from bondage and acceptance of the right to continue on the path of evolvement. The timing of all these coinciding forces of chance, as has been introduced in previous formation, has brought all of this to a pivotal point in the order and process of expansive expression. All possible focus of intent is at work within the factions that are present. At the center of these foci are the dazed and incredulous human beings that hold not only their own future, but the ability to influence the entire galaxy with their decision process. What will you/they do? Wow, that was a pretty big one. I'll be right back with number 13. Thank you for being here. If you are seeing this out of order, each one is in their own playlist. New Paradigm, the Handbook for the New Paradigm, Volume 1 is in its own playlist. Volume 2 is in its own playlist. And this is in its own playlist on the channel here. And I hope you'll be back to hear the next one.